Hello viewers, once again welcome to your very own channel, The Basics of Marketing. As you know, we share on this channel the basic concepts of marketing like definitions and concepts, etc. So without wasting your time any further, let's start. Online marketing research. The growth of the internet has had a dramatic impact on the conduct of marketing research. Increasingly, researchers are collecting primary data through online marketing research. Internet surveys, online panels, experiments, and online focus groups. Online research can take many forms. A company can use the web as a survey medium. It can include a questionnaire on its website and offer incentives for completing it. It can use email, web links, or web pop-ups to invite people to answer questions. It can create online panels that provide regular feedback or conduct live discussions or online focus groups. Beyond surveys, researchers can conduct experiments on the web. They can experiment with different prices, headlines, or product features on different websites or at different times to learn the relative effectiveness of their offers. Or they can set up virtual shopping environments and use them to test new products and marketing programs. Finally, a company can learn about the behavior of online customers by following their click streams as they visit the website and move to other sites. The internet is especially well suited to quantitative research, conducting marketing surveys and collecting data. As response rates for traditional survey approaches decline and costs increase, the web is quickly replacing mail and the telephone as the dominant data collection methodology. Online research now accounts for about 50% of all survey research done in the United States. Web-based survey research offers some real advantages over traditional phone, mail, and personal interviewing approaches. The most obvious advantages are speed and low costs. By going online, researchers can quickly and easily distribute internet surveys to thousands of respondents simultaneously via email or by posting them on selected websites. Responses can be almost instantaneous, and because respondents themselves enter the information, researchers can tabulate, review, and share research data as they arrive. Online research usually costs much less than research conducted through mail, phone, or personal interviews. Using the internet eliminates most of postage, phone, interviewer, and data handling costs associated with the other approaches. As a result, internet surveys typically cost 15 to 20% less than mail surveys and 30% less than phone surveys. Moreover, sample size has little impact on costs. Once the questionnaire is set up, there is little difference in cost between 10 respondents and 10,000 respondents on the web. Thus, online research is well within the reach of almost any business, large or small. In fact, with the internet, what was once the domain of research experts is now available to almost any would-be researcher. Even smaller, less sophisticated researchers can use online survey services such as Zoomerang and SurveyMonkey to create, publish, and distribute their own custom surveys in minutes. Beyond their speed and cost advantages, web-based surveys also tend to be more interactive and engaging, easier to complete, and less intrusive than traditional phone or mail surveys. As a result, they usually garner higher response rates. The internet is an excellent medium for reaching the hard to reach, for example, the often elusive teen, single, affluent, and well-educated audiences. It's also good for reaching working mothers and other people who lead busy lives. Such people are well represented online and they can respond in their own space and at their own convenience. Just as marketing researchers have rushed to use the internet for quantitative surveys and data collection, they are now also adopting qualitative web-based research approaches such as online depth interviews, focus groups, blogs, and social networks. The internet can provide a fast, low-cost way to gain qualitative customer insights. A primary qualitative web-based research approach is online focus groups. Such focus groups offer many advantages over traditional focus groups. Participants can log in from anywhere. All they need is a laptop and a web connection. Thus, the internet works well for bringing together people from different parts of the country or world, especially those in higher income groups who can't spare the time to travel to a central site. Also, researchers can conduct and monitor online focus groups from just about anywhere, eliminating travel, lodging, and facility costs. Finally, although online focus groups require some advanced scheduling, results are almost immediate. Online focus groups can take any of several formats. Most occur in real time in the form of online chat room discussions in which participants and a moderator sit around a virtual table exchanging comments. Alternatively, researchers might set up an online message board on which respondents interact over the course of several days or a few weeks. Participants log in daily and comment on focus group topics. Although low in cost and easy to administer, online focus groups can lack the real-world dynamics of more personal approaches. To overcome these shortcomings, some researchers are now adding real-time audio and video to their online focus groups. Web-based research does have some drawbacks. One major problem is controlling who's in the online sample. Without seeing respondents, it's difficult to know who they really are. To overcome such sample and context problems, many online research firms use opt-in communities and respondent panels. For example, Zoomerang offers an online consumer and business panel profiled on more than 500 attributes. Alternatively, many companies are now developing their own custom social networks and using them to gain customer inputs and insights. Thus, in recent years, the internet has become an important new tool for conducting research and developing customer insights. But today's marketing researchers are going even further on the web, well beyond structured online surveys, focus groups, and web communities. Increasingly, they are listening to and watching consumers by actively mining the rich veins of unsolicited, unstructured, bottom-up customer information already coursing around the web. This might be as simple as scanning customer reviews and comments on the company's brand site or shopping sites such as Amazon or Best Buy. Or it might mean using sophisticated web analysis tools to deeply analyze mountains of consumer comments and messages found in blogs or on social networking sites such as Facebook or Twitter. Listening to and watching consumers online can provide valuable insights into what consumers are saying or feeling about brands. As one information expert put it, the web knows what you want. Perhaps the most explosive issue facing online researchers concerns consumer privacy. Some critics fear that unethical researchers will use the email addresses and confidential responses gathered through surveys to sell products after the research is completed. They are concerned about the use of technologies that collect personal information online without the respondent's consent. Failure to address such privacy issues could result in angry, less cooperative consumers and increased government intervention. Despite these concerns, most industry insiders predict continued healthy growth for online marketing research. Sampling plan. Marketing researchers usually draw conclusions about large groups of consumers by studying a small sample of the total consumer population. A sample is a segment of the population selected for marketing research to represent the population as a whole. Ideally, the sample should be representative so that the researchers can make accurate estimates of the thoughts and behaviors of the larger population. Designing the sample requires three decisions. First, who is to be studied? What sampling unit? The answer to this question is not always obvious. For example, to learn about the decision-making process for a family automobile purchase, should the subject be the husband, the wife, other family members, dealership salespeople, or all of these? Second, how many people should be included? What sample size? Large samples give more reliable results than small samples. However, larger samples usually cost more, and it is not necessary to sample the entire target market or even a large portion to get reliable results. Finally, how should the people in the sample be chosen? What sampling procedure? Using probability samples, each population member has a known chance of being included in the sample, and researchers can calculate confidence limits for sampling error. But when probability sampling costs too much or takes too much time, marketing researchers often take non-probability samples, even though which method is best depends on the needs of the research project. Research instruments. In collecting primary data, marketing researchers have a choice of two main research instruments: the questionnaire and mechanical devices. Questionnaires. The questionnaire is by far the most common instrument, whether administered in person, by phone, by email, or online. Questionnaires are very flexible. There are many ways to ask questions. Closed-end questions include all the possible answers, and subjects make choices among them. Examples include multiple choice questions and scale questions. Open-end questions allow respondents to answer in their own words. Open-end questions are especially useful in exploratory research, when the researcher is trying to find out what people think but is not measuring how many people think in a certain way. Closed-ended questions, on the other hand, provide answers that are easier to interpret and tabulate. Researchers should also use care in the wording and ordering of questions. They should use simple, direct, and unbiased wording. Questions should be arranged in a logical order. The first question should create interest if possible, and difficult or personal questions should be asked last so that respondents do not become defensive. Mechanical instruments. Although questionnaires are the most common research instrument, researchers also use mechanical instruments to monitor consumer behavior. Nielsen Media Research attaches people meters to television sets, cable boxes, and satellite systems in selected homes to record which programs. Who watches? Retailers use checkout scanners to record shoppers' purchases. Other mechanical devices measure subjects' physical responses. In addition to tracking eye movement, The research team uses heart rate monitors, skin temperature readings, and facial expressions. Probes are attached to facial muscles to gauge reactions. The goal to learn what works and what does not in the high-stakes game of new media advertising. Still, other researchers are applying neuromarketing, measuring brain activity to learn how consumers feel and respond. Marketing scientists using MRI scans and EEG devices have learned that tracking brain electrical activity and blood flow can provide companies with insights into what turns consumers on and off regarding their brands and marketing. Companies have always aimed for the customer's heart, but the head may make a better target, suggests one neuromarketer. Neuromarketing is reaching consumers where the action is, the brain. Companies ranging from Hyundai and PepsiCo to Google and Microsoft now hire neuromarketing research companies such as NeuroFocus and MSense to help figure out what people are really thinking. PepsiCo Frito-Lay unit uses neuromarketing to test commercials, product designs, and packaging. Recent EEG tests showed that compared with shiny packages showing pictures of potato chips, matte baggy bags showing potatoes and other healthy ingredients trigger less activity in an area of the brain associated with feelings of guilt. Needless to say, Frito-Lay quickly switched away from the shiny packaging, and eBay's PayPal began pitching its online payment service as fast after brainwave research showed that speed turns consumers on more than security and safety. Earlier themes used in eBay ad campaigns. Although neuromarketing techniques can measure consumer involvement and emotional responses second by second, such brain responses can be difficult to interpret. Thus, neuromarketing is usually used in combination with other research approaches to gain a more complete picture of what goes on inside consumers' heads. Implementing the research plan. The researcher next puts the marketing research plan into action. This involves collecting, processing, and analyzing the information. Data collection can be carried out by the company's marketing research staff or outside firms. Researchers should watch closely to make sure that the plan is implemented correctly. They must guard against problems with interacting with respondents, with the quality of participants' response, and with interviewers who make mistakes or take shortcuts. Researchers must also process and analyze the collected data to isolate important information and insight. They need to check data for accuracy and completeness and code it for analysis. The researchers then tabulate the results and compute statistical measures. Interpreting and reporting the findings. The market researcher must now interpret the findings, draw conclusions, and report them to management. The researcher should not try to overwhelm managers with numbers, fancy statistical techniques. Rather, the researcher should present important findings and insights that are useful in the major decisions faced by management. However, interpretation should not be left only to researchers. They are often experts in research design and statistics, but the marketing manager knows more about the problem and the decisions that must be made. The best research means little if the manager blindly accepts faulty interpretation from the researcher. Similarly, managers may be biased. They might tend to accept research results that show what they expected and reject those they did not expect or hope for. In many cases, findings can be interpreted in different ways, and discussions between researchers and managers will help point out the best interpretations.
Thus, managers and researchers must work together closely when interpreting research results, and both must share responsibility for the research process and resulting decisions.
So that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful to you. See you guys in another informative and exciting video soon. Please do not forget to leave your valued comments and suggestions below. Once again, thanks for watching The Basics of Marketing.